Right, morning everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm delighted. So I should have put my name on there, but I haven't. So I will say good morning, Borada, and bonjour because I'm originally from Canada. So that's how we say hello in Canada. So my name is Kim Killow, as Geraint said. I work for North Wales Together, and I lead on a relatively new work stream, which is all about employment and about looking at what we can do to support more people with learning disabilities to be in paid employment if that's what they wish to do. So we're very much about choice and person-centered. So I will go next. So I'm here today to showcase the Tap into the Talent film that we made for employers in North Wales. And what am I going to say about that? And this is actually pretty much the premiere of the film today. We have had one showing with the DSI Business Forum, but this is the first showing of it for everyone here in this room. So Alice is here, who's the filmmaker. We're both a bit nervous, so I hope you enjoy it. Although we're here to show the film actually goes together with this here, which is the Tap into the Talent Toolkit. And it's a toolkit we made for employers in North Wales. And it's all about helping them to employ people with learning disabilities. Now, if you go onto the internet and you look for employer toolkits and how to employ people with learning disabilities, there are loads of toolkits out there. But I think we felt we wanted to do something that was for North Wales, employers, for those employers who are in our communities, and we wanted to reach out to those employers and not have a generic toolkit. I think Shell and Catherine are actually going to circulate the toolkit so that people can have a look at it as I'm talking and we show the film. And I think that the point of the toolkit was to do a number of things to kind of address the misconceptions that some employers can have about the employability of people with learning disabilities. And I don't need to convince anyone in this room about that, but employers might assume that, well, if someone has a learning disability, they're not going to work as quickly as other employees, they're not going to perform as well. But actually employers, once they've employed people with learning disabilities, tell us that actually they perform just as well, they're just as productive as anyone else, and in fact, in many cases, they outperform other co-workers. So we wanted to tackle those myths and present the real facts. And if you look at the toolkit, we've done that. The other key thing we wanted to do for employers in North Wales is present the business case for employing people with learning disabilities, because there is a strong business case for that. People with learning disabilities tend to stay in their jobs 3 times longer than other employees. So that's a real bonus to an employer because it saves them money and time on recruitment and training new staff. And where I've lost my train of thought there. But I think the one of the kind of key bits to the toolkit is about promoting the support on offer from local supported employment agencies. That's agencies like HFT, who are here today, and Agoriad, who I think might be here. And in the toolkit, you see we kind of coined this as a kind of a North Wales employer offer. So a bit of a contract, to say to employers, look, if you give our job seekers an opportunity to apply for your vacancies, to do a work placement, then what we'll do for you is we'll support you through that recruitment process, through that training in the workplace. And that is really, really key, because what really holds employers back is that worry and concern that they're not going to know how to appropriately train people in the workplace. And there's in studies and research with employers, the one thing they say is that what would help us employ people is to have job coaches and specialist disability employment advisors in the workplace, working alongside of us, working alongside their employees. Okay. So this is my last slide, really. So this was very much a collaborative effort between a number of agencies. and working together through what we call the North Wales Together Employer Engagement Group. So the partners that we worked with were HFT, Agoriad. We worked with the Welsh Government Disabled People's Employment Champions, Working Denbighshire, the Conway Employment Team. James Lewis helped us out. Hi, James. Alice from TAPE, of course, was quite key to kind of pulling it all together in terms of the film. And I think, you know, I'm not saying this is going to like crack that nut, but it's part of the wider strategy that we're trying to take forward through the transformation program, working with our partners to increase the number of people who can be in the right job for them, with the right employer and with the right support. And I think that's key. We're not talking about just any old jobs for people. We're talking about people in the right jobs that they find meaningful, and which will help them have good health and well-being. So what we'll be doing next, once we're still finalising the Welsh kind of side of things. We're going to show the English film today. But what will happen in the new year is HFT and Agoriad will be using the film and the toolkit to go out to run local business benefit workshops with employers across the region, and we'll be evaluating the impact of that. And that is me, I think. And I think, as if by magic, I think the film will show.
My name is David Henshaw, and in Duttos.
I'm Jessica Butler. I work in the village hotel, housekeeping.
I'm Owen Clark and I'm an equipment technician here at North East Wales Community Equipment Service.
My name is Sarah Jane Maudsley and I am a pharmacy apprentice assistant in the pharmacy in Ysbyty Gwynedd.
Hi, my name is Don Timmins. I'm the General Manager at the Village Hotel Chester St David's.
So my name's Steve Featherstone. I'm the Service Manager for the Community Equipment Services and we cover North East Wales.
My name's Carol Brown. I am the Front End Manager here at Tesco in Holywell.
My name's Mandy Hughes. I work for Betsy Cadwallader University Health Board and I'm the Workforce Modernisation Manager.
When we were employing Jess, we held a number of open days, which was attended by HFT and Jess. Whereas there wasn't a bit of trepidation around recruiting Jess, HFT were incredible with backing up the support that they could offer to ensure that she'd be successful in her role.
Owen came to us through a project that we heard about called Project Search, which is run by Home Farm Trust.
So we've got two particular projects, one of which is Project Search, and one of which is adult volunteer work placements. Both of those work to enable people with learning disabilities to access employment with the Health Board. Project Search is a specific project that targets those normally education leavers, but it can be up to the age of sort of 30, to access work placements in the organisation in partnership with several partners that we work with to enable that. So if I think about our first cohort of Project Search interns, of the 10 of those that started the programme, 7 of them gained employment. One of them became an apprentice in pharmacy as a pharmacy technician, and one of them became a support worker working in endoscopy, cleaning the scopes.
We work with job coaches from HFT alongside our normal recruitment process. Everybody is treated exactly the same to create an inclusive workplace at Tesco.
So I had a bit of help with filling in the application with the Agoriad coaches. They did this with me by giving me support and advice on filling the application. They didn't make any changes to the interview format. They just wanted to make sure that I was comfortable. And I had one of the coaches with me just to give me support whilst doing the interview.
Sarah come with me, one of the job coaches, and it went really well. They asked me what experience I did. I was cleaning caravans in Haven, and then on Project Search I was on the reception, and then working in Police Raddington as well, housekeeping. They just said, you've got the job.
I found this job out through my job coach, and obviously my job coach helped me through how I can apply for this job role.
I think with colleagues who have additional needs, there's always extra measures that we put in place for them. It might take a little bit more time to communicate something, or any additional training that's coming up. A conversation with David, for example, it takes a little bit more time, so you've got to be patient.
We've had to do some work internally to break down barriers. Bringing somebody through a programme with a learning disability requires an organisation to be able to put that support in, and that support means that people have to spend extra time. And sometimes when there's a job to do, that extra time is difficult to find. I think it's important to have that wraparound service so that all of that responsibility doesn't fall to the manager to provide that is provided by the experts who do that as well. It's probably no more different to how we have to manage our own staff in making sure that people are treated fairly and equally and with compassion, and that the right support is put in place to enable people to do their jobs, because fundamentally that's all that we're asking for, that the right support is put in place for someone to do a job, regardless of who that person is and what additional challenges that they may have to do that job.
Jess was the first team member that we recruited with a learning difficulty. It certainly opened my eyes, and we're open to recruiting more. We spend a little bit more time with Jess, but in return of that, what we have is a really dedicated, hardworking young lady who really delivers great standards.
I would say currently Owen's hitting 70% of the job description, but the other percentages of that are quite difficult to achieve. And I just think given time and support, he will reach those goals. And it's about being flexible on that and not being rigid and allowing time for development, really.
I think what's been really beneficial is the dedication and the support of the HFT mentors. They've been so good, again, so committed. They've taken their time with us, and they've taken their time with Jess as well. And it's just been such a success because of their hard work as well.
We had a job coach that popped in to support Owen, just to teach him some of those difficult tasks. And they would come in, train step by step, and eventually, gradually fade away from Owen, so he could take the lead himself and take ownership of the job.
What I've never wanted to do since I've taken any of these programmes is to set people up to fail. So the support for people needs to be there from the get-go. They need to have the support with work coaches, with mentorship in the workplace, with mentorship outside of the workplace.
He works at Wetherspoons as well. So he comes here and works here for 2 days with us, and then he goes to Wetherspoons. So he knows a lot of local people, and they know him. But yeah, we get fab feedback for them. We really do. The customers love them, and so do the colleagues.
We're a health provider, but as a business, employing people with learning disabilities reflects the society that we serve, the communities that we serve. They act as role models. They provide representation for others. So it sees, for other people, it will see where they can be in the future. Making sure that we as the biggest organisation have that representation that is visible to the public breaks down those barriers that people with learning disabilities live with every day. Those barriers that people think they can't because they've got learning disabilities, where actually they can.
She gets on so well with her co-workers. Guests absolutely adore her. We have lots of regular guests. They've all got to know her now as well.
I get the same amount as everyone else in North East Wales Community Equipment Service. I was on the nervous side when I first came here, but once I got into this job, I got on gone really well with the staff here.
Owen's a dedicated team member like any other now, and to be fair, he's keen to learn. He just wants to develop his own skills and be part of an organisation. And I think when you speak to him, you'll find that he really enjoys the job that he does for us.
The difference with getting this job has made me more confident within myself, and all my colleagues have been very supportive throughout with me.
I would really urge everybody who's running businesses to look at individuals with learning difficulties. They can really bring such value, and they will give you loyalty so far above what you would expect.
Don't judge a book by its cover, basically. The old saying that everybody knows so well, because I think you set yourself up to fail.
I think initially people are wary when you employ somebody with a learning disability if you've not worked in that field before. But I think after the first few hours, if not days, the team were fully acceptable of Owen being part of the team, and we've built some really good friendships up there as well.
Everyone has a superpower, so we just find the superpower and jump all over that.
So my mum has always told me it's capability before disability, and you should never judge anyone.